Welcome, I'm QXM. This is 7 Days to Die. I wanted to do a video for people using YouTube as a resource. You might be looking for general information, thinking about purchasing the game. I can definitely recommend the game. I am not sponsored in any way. These are just my opinions and some general advice. If you're looking for general information, 7 Days to Die is a zombie apocalypse survival game with crafting. It's based on a 7-day cycle, and that at the end of day 7 going into day 8, the moon will be a bright red color. You will get a horrifying horde of zombie screams, and then the game will launch a horde of zombies at your location and you are immediately hunted. By immediately hunted, what I mean is that if you're in game, you can use the C key, the crouch key, and then you will get a text indicator in the middle of your screen that either says you're undetected, or it will flash between undetected and sensed, or it will say hunted. If you are hunted, a zombie knows where your location is. They're trying to path to you and they want to kill you, and that's the concept of the 7th day horde. They know where you are, they're coming to your location, and they want to kill you, so you want to prepare for that. Each subsequent 7-day, you encounter another horde, and each horde is more difficult than the one prior to it. So the day 14 horde is more difficult than day 7, the day 21 horde is more difficult than the day 14, and so on. Up until day 49, at which point you encounter the biggest, baddest horde, and then the game kind of reverts back to get day 1 and things start to ramp up again. So you have a little bit of a quiet time once you get past that initial 49th day horde. That's the basic concepts of the game. I guess the only other thing I can say is that nighttime it's more dangerous. Obviously it's hard to see, it's dark, but the zombies can run at night and they have no stamina issues. And you have, as a skill-based character, or because there is a skill system in the game, you can run out of stamina, so you probably early on in one of the game you want to find somewhere to be for the night and set up a base of operations, and that's kind of what you want to do. Being outside at night is possible, and I know people that do it, but it's not my preferred game style, and I would definitely recommend finding somewhere to be at night so that you can be safe. That gives you a basic concept of the game. If you're looking for some tips, let's get into that. Okay, as far as some tips in helping you survive initial gameplay, I don't want to spoil the game for anyone, and I don't want to go into too much detail making the video too long, but the best piece of information or advice I can give you is a setting to change in the environmental variables. It's here in the modded options, and it's this 24-hour cycle. The default is 50 minutes. That doesn't give you enough daylight time, so let's boost that up to 90 minutes. That's also going to increase your nighttime, but it seems like a good trade-off. Having more daylight is going to give you more time to gather resources and get things accomplished. I'm also going to go under the standard options, and we're going to give us an extra 2 hours of daylight. So my day is going to begin at 4 a.m. rather than 6. Both these settings can be changed if you're already in game. That's okay. You can just exit out of the game and change these variables and then get back in and they'll already be there, so that's a great option. But this is the best piece of advice that I can give you. Let me go ahead and get in game and get started, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, a first look at in-game play for those who haven't seen it before. I've gone ahead and completed the basic tutorial or walkthrough. I've put down my wood frames. You can see down here in the lower left. I've gone ahead and upgraded them. I'll actually grab that bedroll and take it with me when we leave. It doesn't make a lot of sense to have that stuff out here in the middle of nowhere, but it's only a couple pieces of wood, and I did want to complete that task and get it off my screen, so why not? The first several hours of in-game play I'll spend gathering all the resources that I think that I need. There aren't any entities in the area, and as long as I limit my movement, it doesn't seem to spawn anybody in, so I'm going to use that to my advantage. The one thing that I haven't collected, and let's see if we can get, I think it's capturing my cursor here, again it's blurry because I paused the game, is this right here. This is actually a cotton plant, and 2 cotton plants will craft into 1 strip of cloth, and 2 strips of cloth will craft into 1 bandage. When you start the game, you only get this 1 first aid bandage right here, and that's very valuable. This bandage will stop bleeding. It actually will restore a little bit of wellness, not a whole lot, but a little bit, and it's the only thing that you have that will do that when you start the game. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to pick those plants. 8 plants total will give me 2 bandages, and then I will move this bandage in my backpack. You cannot access your backpack while moving. You can only have access to your inventory inventory items or your hotbar items down here. So I'll put those new bandages down here that stop bleeding, and we'll keep this in a safe spot so I don't accidentally use it. So let me go ahead and pick that stuff and create those bandages, and then I'll be right back with you. And let's go over here and pick these cloth plants up. I guess I should say too, while we're gathering this cloth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grab this goldenrod while we're at it. 8, 9, 10. I'm going to grab several of these, and then we're going to go ahead and craft them. There's other sources for cloth. I'm in about, ooh, there's some rocks. Let's grab that. There are other sources of cloth, and like the wasteland, you don't get these plants. You can scrap clothing. You can scrap some of the couches. And those are also a good source of cloth. So let's see, we go ahead and we go to recipes, we go to cloth fragments, and let's just make them all. This is your first look at my inventory. You can see I have dedicated spots to plant fiber, small stone, scrap iron, some wood. I'll have the other 2 irons that scrap out here. My arrows, which are my ranged attack weapon, and I always keep at least 1 feather. But yeah, alright, so we have 8 cloth fragments. Let's actually grab a couple more so we keep 1 in the inventory. So you can see the area that I was at, I didn't really move around much. But the more you move around, the more potential for spawning in entities. So let's go over here and grab this one. Okay, so let's make 1 more cloth fragment, craft. Now let's go ahead and make 2 bandages. Not 3, 2. Then we'll move this over here, and now we have a bandage in our inventory. Okay. Alright, let's go look for some things. Let's see, it's the map. This is our basic map. There is a fog of war. You can right click and set a quick waypoint. You can also do a saved waypoint and then give it a name. Let's give this a name, spawn. There you go, and it puts it on the map. And if you look, there you go, see on the compass at the top here has your waypoint that you've marked, and the closer you get, the bigger it will be. But let's pick a direction. Let's go, see, it's going down. Let's go this way. And I'll come right back with you. Okay, welcome back. One of the things you can do with the bow is you can kind of zoom in by right-clicking. That is a bear. And a bear is really dangerous. And I kind of looked that way because the north direction I was going into snow, and I don't want to go over there. I'm going to change my direction. You can see he's moving now. I was going to go that way, but we're going to leave him alone. If he hits you, he's going to wreck you. I actually like the bears because they will actually kill zombies. So we're going to go, let's see, I guess we're going to go east. Let's move on up this hill. And we'll just keep grabbing some resources as we go. I try to keep my inventory the same as in any game that has an inventory system. Just try to be organized. Pick something that works for you. And since I have things put in a specific place, they're always going to go there. So let's go this way. Oh, and it's actually towards my quick waypoint that I showed you guys before. Don't want to go in the cold. You can die there. I don't have any warm clothes. And there are lumberjacks over there. So I'm going to head east and look for a building. Oh, and there's a building right there. Okay, now's the time to talk about these buildings. As I approach this building, you can look around. We don't see any zombies. Do hear something. What do I hear? It's something over there. Oh, there's a zombie. There's a lumberjack. We don't want to mess with him. We don't want to mess with him at all. He's kind of tough to deal with. But as far as these houses, you can see there's no zombies that are evident around it. But as we approach, the game's going to spawn in people that we're going to have to deal with. But we want to find some things and loot. So we're going to go ahead and get in here and then try to wipe out these guys. And we can, there is an upstairs. It looks like this is a burnt-out building, so it's not the best of buildings. But it's something. We could survive here. So let's go in and you'll see as we get closer, it'll spawn some people and we'll have to deal with them. But I think we have enough arrows to clear out this house. All right. Ooh. Gonna let me not. Let's actually move this. I hear something outside. Yep, I hear walking somewhere. So it spawns somebody around here. Just need to find them. Alright, well, maybe if they're not in this immediate area, let's go in and loot this place. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and loot this up and we'll be right back. I'm looking around because I'm hearing something. But another thing I should probably point out is this is what the bird's nests look like. They contain feathers. I think I've already looted them. Yes, I have. But you can see I got an egg and I got feathers. And feathers are awesome and you want to get all of these that you can early in game. Grab this rock too. Because feathers equal your ranged weapon ammunition. In my case, it's arrows. So we want to grab as many of those as possible. And we've got some cloth, so not super important. These rocks right here will yield iron. You see I'm grabbing some stone and some iron. So these are my preferred rocks if they're around to beat on. Iron being valuable, you can put it in a forge later. You can also pick up these random rocks on the ground. And then goldenrod can be used for tea, so we're going to be grabbing that as well. Alright, let's keep going. Let's see how it flattens out up there, and we've really lucked out. We've really lucked out. Look what's up here. Okay, this is a town. This is not a city. This is really good. Now, there's going to be a lot of spawns that happen here, and you'll be able to see what I meant about the game spawning in entities. Like, if you look around, that building has an attic in it, and we might be staying in there for the night. Okay, got one guy right there, but we'll have to deal with more than just him to get into that building. I'll keep the video rolling. I don't know if we'll show it to you. It's not going to be that exciting. It's just killing off a couple zombies, and we're going to get inside and loot and then set up an area. So if it's exciting, I'll keep going. If not, then let's just clear out some of these guys here. You can kind of zoom in. Hitting a zombie here, see it spawns some guys inside, it sounds like. They move funny, so hitting them in the head isn't the easiest. Stay out of their melee attack range. You can see how you stagger them a little bit. You can use that to your advantage if you stagger them. And then run in and use your melee weapon and finish them off. Of course we're going to loot them. Worry about. We want to clear out the mobs initially around this building to make it somewhat safe. So let's run around and see what's around here and kill anything that's close by. There's switch to melee weapon, finish them off. That keeps you from getting stun locked. If you get stun locked, you can't move very well. Okay. Hearing a lot of movement. Oh, there's somebody. Okay, the plague nurses can have medical supplies. Our loot skill is low, so maybe she won't, but yeah, okay. Splint, we can craft the splint. I'm not real worried about it. We'll just throw that away. Scrap this. This. Cotton, we'll keep that. Scraps out the brass. Got stump in the driveway. I did kill a zombie. You might have seen I had a gun there. Ooh, that's another brass thing. Okay, let's use our building tool and breach the building. It's getting dark outside. And so we can always come back and loot the stuff. Let's open up the attic. These are the couches that scrap to cloth and wood. The attic is here. Actually, while we're standing here, let's go ahead and create a chest. By using the stone axe, the game considers this a tool. So you're actually increasing your construction ability by using it, which is a good thing. Still hear people walking around outside, so I'm gonna go set up upstairs. And ooh, gotta go up the ladder. Oh, here's a tip. On top of a ladder, you place a wood frame. Zombies can't get up here. Game does give you a torch, but you can see I've looted some coal that can be used to craft torches, which is what we're gonna do. Put that on the wall. It's locked, so let's break it in. Got some stuff here. There's a mattress. I wouldn't break the beds that have a bed frame because you have to break the bed frame. That takes too long. Let's throw down a storage box. Boom. We'll fill that with some basic items and we'll put down our bedroll. So now we've set our spawn point. I'm gonna grab some coal. So let's make, say, 5 days. Crafting things. Our crafting skill is going to go up. Let's loot these bodies while we're here. Trash. Again, you're not going to find very good stuff early in the game because your crafting skill is so bad. But where are those torches at? But go ahead and loot everything because it's the only way you're going to get your skill up. Let's put a couple of these around so we can see. And then keep a couple in our inventory. Go ahead and scrap that. We don't need that. Of course. Okay. Alright, I'm going to throw some... Get this stinky meat off of me. I'm not going to use this pistol. Use that. I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. Use that. And we'll come back and organize that at night. And we can loot this building at night. But I do want to clear out some guys. I hear people outside. And we have 2 hours. So let me do that. And then I'll come right back with you. Alrighty, I've gone ahead and cleaned out around the building. We should be safe enough in here for tonight. And I've got a couple minutes left before we need to go ahead and wrap up the video. What I would do going forward would be to loot up this building. Then take the excess and go ahead and dump it in the chest so we have a clean inventory for the morning, and then in the morning do a perimeter sweep around the town to get an idea of how big this place is. I would resist the urge to go into the businesses and actually loot the residences first, trying to get our loot skill up before we hit those better buildings. You want to focus on the kitchens, make sure you really loot those up because we need a cooking pot. Cooking pot's going to allow us to turn tainted water into purified water. You don't want to drink the tainted water, you definitely want to drink the purified water. And actually I'd go the extra step and put it back in a campfire with some goldenrod to make some goldenrod tea, because that has the chance of giving you some wellness when you're drinking it. But loot up the residences, spend a couple days maybe doing that. Also doing some reinforcements on the building, getting ready. Remember that the 7th day horde is coming, and then go ahead and loot those professional buildings and kind of use this as a base of operations going forward. Some other tips and tricks or some other basic information: if something was to happen and you were to die, make sure when you respawn to open up your menu and throw down a quick waypoint. It'll show your backpack on the menu. It'll be a little green backpack icon, and it'll be on your compass as well. But if something bad happens on the way to get your backpack and you die, it only shows you where your last death was. So if something bad happens and you have a quick waypoint down, you won't lose your initial backpack. Another thing we wanted to talk about was skills and perks. Just you can see the text is in the upper right over here. There's not a whole lot of information. Just read through them yourself and make your own decisions on what makes sense to you. I personally go for Sexual Tyrannosaurus because it regains your stamina. I usually pick Miner 69er because it adds more block damage when you're using like building tools and stuff, and your stone axe is considered a building tool. What I really want is Quality Joe, but unfortunately you can't take Quality Joe until you have a scavenging of 1. Do we have a scavenging of 1? Oh yes we do, so we can actually take, oh no we can't. Why can't we take that? Requires level 1. So maybe we have to be a level up or something, but you have to have some requirements. Some of these require that you have skills in other areas before you can take them. The only other thing I've seen is Survivor looks really good. I've chosen that in another save, but I'll be honest with you, I've never seen it give me wellness for doing random things ever. The only way I've been able to recover wellness is through eating meaty stew or drinking that goldenrod tea. And then health nut is always good, but you have to have an athletic skill of 20 to pick that, but that'll raise your wellness by 10 points, which is really excellent. So you're going to want to grab that, but just read through them, pick what makes sense. Oh, this one, the shotgun shells, this is not real intuitive. Okay, if you find a shotgun and you can, like you can see, it just takes a couple points and you can buy the bullets, you don't have to find a recipe, but it takes a gunsmithing of 25. If you want to up that gunsmithing, just create gunpowder. That's potassium nitrate and coal combined together will make gunpowder, and you need the gunpowder for your ammo anyway. Let's see, so that's the skill points. The last thing I want to talk about is the most dangerous thing to an early character in the game. It's what I've died to the most, and that's the stinking dogs. The dogs during the day, they're the only entity that isn't slowed by daylight, unlike all the other zombies. And they're really dangerous because they hit you and they make you bleed. That's one of the reasons I suggested getting a bandage and finding cotton really early on as being super important. So you want to avoid the dogs, you want to run away from them, and the only real way to deal with them is to turn and face them and retreat as quickly as you can and try to shoot them in the face to kind of get them off of you. And stun them maybe, and then you can see when you're moving you kind of lose your targeting rectal, so you kind of got to eyeball it when you're retreating like this. But yeah, they're very dangerous, and that kind of leads me into the last thing I want to talk about is if you're watching this video, you might have already seen or know that there is a town or a big city located in the coordinates of 0, 0 on your map. The urge to go there at some point and go ahead and loot that up, especially early in the game, is going to be pretty great because everything's so centralized and there's so much cool stuff there. Resist that urge. you don't have the skill, you don't have the equipment to go there. There are zombies there that you're not going to find early game anywhere else, and it's just too difficult. Do what you will, but that's my recommendation. Stay away from the city. Do it later in game when you're more equipped to handle it. If you've liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button, or if you found some useful information, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to doing another video for you. See you guys later. Bye bye.